We now have, for the first time, clear and direct admissions from highly placed members of the Trump administration that they want to privatize Social Security. This is not a headline that's going to get a lot of attention. These videos rarely go viral. They don't generate that much interest. But the truth is, this is an absolute blockbuster. Donald Trump's Treasury Secretary, Scott Bessent, admitted the quiet part out loud, coming clean about what we've all suspected for a long time. The Trump administration does want to privatize Social Security. They want to turn it over to for-profit financial companies. And maybe most importantly, they have a plan to do it. These Trump savings accounts, which they pitched as just a nice goodie Trump is offering people. Well, here is Bessent himself admitting that this is a backdoor to the privatization of Social Security.
If you have these accounts, why are you investing it this way? How are you doing it? How can you understand the power of compound interest? And also at the end of the day, that I'm not sure when the distribution level date should be. Whether should it be 30 and you can buy a house? Should it be 60? But in a way, it is a backdoor for privatizing Social Security. Like Social Security is a defined benefit plan paid out that, to the extent that if all of a sudden these accounts grow and you have in the hundreds of thousands of dollars for your retirement, then that's a game changer.
If you have ever paid into Social Security, if you get Social Security benefits now, if you know someone who gets Social Security benefits, or if you plan to get Social Security benefits in the future, meaning just about every person in this country, this is something you need to know about. And it's up to you to decide whether you think this is in your best interest, whether this is something you want. My view is that this is unconscionable. I have no problem with for-profit mutual funds, index funds, or stock trading. I've got all of that stuff myself. But to take Social Security, retirement security, and make it depend on stock market performance, minus fees, by the way, for these for-profit financial companies, you're just exposing people to losses and potentially hindering their ability to ever retire. Private accounts come with management fees. Management fees reduce overall returns. Social Security's current system is giving predictable, inflation-adjusted benefits. When you privatize it, you weaken the safety net. Now, does the system need some tweaks? Listen, we spoke about it with Martin O'Malley, Biden's Social Security administrator. He said the truth is, in 2033, you will start to see the trust fund, rather than having a surplus, meaning it's going up, it will start to go down. But that doesn't mean there's an immediate emergency. And in the 7.5 years that we have until that happens, we don't have to dismantle or privatize Social Security. It means we make some tweaks. We look at, well, what should the cap be in terms of the contributions? Or we talk about those things. But one of the great reasons for the existence of Social Security, aside from all of that, is that a lot of people just lack the financial literacy to manage retirement investments effectively. And Social Security solves for that. Social Security protects families if a worker dies or becomes disabled. Private accounts don't, or at least there's no guarantee that they will. We would have to push people to manage it themselves, and I don't know that they will. You're making retirement a sort of gamble rather than a guarantee, and not that it's a guarantee solely based on Social Security either, increasingly. And then the other aspect of this that's important to consider is that if your system is privatized, it's always easier to either dismantle it or to exploit it for profit or other personal gain. Part of the reason these people don't like the way Social Security is set up now is that it is actually surrounded by a number of moats and firewalls that prevent people, like George W. Bush once considered, or like Trump now wants, to raid the system through privatization. This is the whole point, to make it robust and protect it from those who want to dismantle or exploit it. So listen, to a degree, we've known that this has been a back-pocket goal for Republicans for decades, and now they're making it clear. We believe we have an entry point. We believe the entry point for a backdoor, de facto privatization of Social Security is these Trump savings accounts. And from there, they plan to move forward. Will they get away with it? I certainly hope the answer is, of course not. But I don't know that to be the case.